Theodore Roosevelt, The Adventurous President, Chapter 4, E&L Resource. Page 16. Photograph. Caption. Teddy proudly poses in his Western gear. He even took off his glasses for the photo. Page 17. Chapter 4. Cowboy on the Range. Teddy moved to what is now North Dakota. The local people thought he was a pretty odd character. He talked like an Easterner. He seemed too small for the rugged Western life, and sometimes he wore glasses. That was very unusual for a cowboy. Everyone thought Teddy would find life too hard out west. But people would soon change their minds. Teddy rode out on the trail with a guide to hunt buffalo. The weather was cold and rainy. They couldn't find any buffalo, but Teddy never complained. In fact, he was having a wonderful time. It took 2 weeks for Teddy to find a buffalo. After he shot it, he did a little dance around it. He sent the animal's head back east. He wanted to have it stuffed to hang on his wall. Page 19. Photograph. Caption. On the trail, Teddy may have been happiest in the great outdoors. He's shown here with his horse, Manitou. Page 18. Heading. A conservationist is born. Teddy loved being in the wild country. No matter how tired, wet, or hungry he got, he stayed in a good mood. Teddy loved nature. Teddy loved nature. He thought it was beautiful and amazing. He studied every new plant or animal to see what he could learn. Teddy said a hunter should be a lover of nature as well as of sport, or he will miss half the pleasure of being in the woods. He realized that nature must be protected or it will disappear. People will tear it down or spoil it. People who try to protect nature are conservationists. One day, Teddy would become the greatest conservationist president in history. Teddy lived in the West for 2 years. When he headed back east, he was a changed man. He was tough and healthy. He would go back to politics, but his life in the West would always be part of him. Teddy went home to Sagamore Hill. Now he could get to know his little daughter Alice. He would also get to know an old friend again. Her name was Edith Carew. Edith and Teddy had known each other as children. They met again after the death of Teddy's wife. Teddy and Edith got married at the end of 1886. Page 19, Sidebar. Mystery Place. Clue 1. You can find this mountain in Keystone, South Dakota. Clue 2. The 4 U.S. presidents carved into the mountain represent the first 150 years of U.S. history. They are George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Theodore Roosevelt, and Abraham Lincoln. Each face is 60 feet tall. Clue 3. Sculptor Gutzon Borglum began drilling into the 5,725-foot mountain in 1927. It took 14 years to finish. Can you name this mountain? Page 20. Photograph. Caption. Family ties. Teddy and Edith pose with their children at Sagamore Hill in 1903. From left to right, Quentin, Dad, Theodore Jr., Archie, Alice, Kermit, Mom, and Ethel. Page 21. Photograph. Caption. As head of the New York City Police, Teddy made the city a safer place. Page 20. The couple lived at Sagamore Hill with Teddy's daughter Alice. Over the years, Edith and Teddy had five more children: Theodore, Kermit, Ethel, Archibald, and Quentin. Teddy spent much of his time writing. He had written part of his first book while he was still in college. Throughout his life, he continued to write about history, nature, politics, and his own life. He wrote more than 45 books. He could have been a writer and nothing else, but that was not enough for Teddy. He had too much energy for just one career. He needed much more to do to keep him busy and happy. Page 21, heading: A new job. Teddy became a police commissioner in New York City. At that time, some of the police in New York were not honest. Some slept on the job instead of keeping the streets safe. Some would take money from criminals. In return, the police promised not to arrest the lawbreakers. Teddy walked through the streets late at night. He caught many police officers breaking the law. He made sure that anyone not doing his job would get in trouble. All his life, Teddy had believed that the problems of the poor were their own fault. But spending time in poor areas of New York City helped him change his mind. Now, he felt that the poor could not improve their lives if they were not paid fairly for their work. It made Teddy angry to see bosses get rich off the labor of the poor. It was a lesson that he would always remember and try to do something about it later in his life.